Well, it's been a while since I made a video. Reason for it is I got really sick. Got COVID. Um, I'm not vaccinated. Don't take any precautions. Never have. Been exposed to it. Didn't know, whether I had maybe a mild case of it and didn't know it. Um, just strong immune system or just plain lucky, and it was the latter of the three. It was just plain lucky. um, like I said, I've never been vaccinated. I never will be. Even after I've had it, I still won't do the vaccinations. It's just me, a personal choice. I don't trust them. I've never had the flu vaccine. I'll never get that one. It's the same kind of a story. Now, some vaccines I will get. Yeah, when I was a kid, I had, polio vaccines, and I've had tetanus vaccines, and all the normal childhood vaccines that you get. But being older, I'll take my chances. Well, bottom line of the story is that it took 3 years, and then I did get it. And it was no fun. It's no joke. Um, I got it really, really bad. Um, I had just about every symptom that you could possibly have. It took me right down. I was bedridden for 11 days. I ended up in the hospital. I ended up going to the ER. Yeah, not only did I have COVID, but I also had gotten pneumonia because of the COVID. I didn't know that I had that. I ran 101 temperature. I could not stop sweating. I was either sweating profusely or shivering so bad. I was so cold that I could not get warm, and my whole body hurt because all of my muscles were shivering, trying to get it to warm back up again. So it was one extreme or the other. I had a splitting, excruciating migraine headache for 11 days plus that just would not go away. Body aches, every joint in my body hurt, every muscle in my body hurt. And there's not really a whole lot they could do for it. When I went into the hospital, they gave me an IV with a steroid in it, and then they gave me another IV with an antibiotic in it for the pneumonia. And then of course, I had a bunch of oral medications that I got, prescriptions that I got afterwards, and I took them for the full course. But all said and done, it was probably close to 3 weeks before I started feeling better. Now, when I was in the hospital, they gave me, like I said, they gave me the steroid, and I felt better for a couple of days, and I thought, okay, cool. Now, that's what I needed. I got this thing beat, I'll start getting better now. Well, I relapsed, and it was like another week before I started feeling any better. And I mean, when I'm telling you down and out, I mean, I was bedridden. It wiped me out. And I've always considered myself to have, a pretty strong immune system. But man, oh man, I'm telling you, I did not just bounce right back from this like I thought I was going to. My girlfriend had it too. So both of us were homesick. Um, both of us have been back to work now a week. I finally tested negative on it to where, I had to test twice. I tested twice, and I was able to go back to work. And even having said that, oh my goodness, it was all I could do to just get through my day at work. And still to this point, like I say, it's been 3 weeks, and I'm not 100%. It's still dragging on. I get an occasional headache a little bit now and then still. My biggest thing is fatigue. I fatigue really, really easy. My grip strength and my muscles are very, very weak. I still have pain in my hip joints, and it's difficult to walk sometimes. So it's like, I'm not over this. And I guess, from what they're telling us is that, I don't know, I guess there's a couple of different varieties of this that are going around, and it is highly contagious. And I guess that I had it, or my girlfriend had it, and we didn't know it because when you're contagious, you don't have any symptoms. By the time I figured out that I was sick, well, yeah, at that point I stayed home and I isolated from the world basically. But I guess from what I understand that you're contagious when you don't even know you have it, and this is why this variant that's going around right now is so contagious. Is because people have it, they don't know they have it, and they're spreading the germs everywhere. And it is what it is. I talked to the doctor about the mask, and I wear an N95 mask when I am exposed to it or when I have it. I've always wore N95 masks because of my woodworking thing, and because it stops finer particles of dust and so on. He says all these masks that everybody's wearing, and this is coming right from a doctor in the ER. He says they don't do anything. They don't do anything. The only mask he said that's any good is the one you're wearing right now. And when I was in the hospital, I was wearing the N95 mask. When they would come in to treat me, the staff would put an N95 mask on when they would come in to treat me. And even having said that, the people in the hospital, they don't want to be around you. They don't want to treat you. The nursing staff was horrible in the hospital. The doctor was great. He didn't have any fear. He came up, he examined me, did everything. Came in to see me several times, but the nursing staff was like, man, you might as well have had the bubonic plague because they didn't want to get anywhere near you. And you would think that they've got to be vaxxed up, to the nth degree. You would think that they've been exposed to it so many times or they've had it that they should be kind of like, I don't know, I would think that they would be kind of immune to it, but they weren't. I mean, they didn't want to get anywhere near you. Now the other thing is my blood pressure is it's consistent. It's always the same. In fact, my girlfriend has blood pressure issues, and she uses me to check her machine, to make sure her machine is working right. And when I was in the hospital and they tested my blood pressure, oh my God, it was off the chart. And he's like, "Are you in pain?" And I'm not, like, no, nothing really major, just the headache and the body aches, but I think my blood pressure was something crazy, like it was like 157 over 80 something, and I mean, and it didn't go down. It just stayed that way. And so, I mean, normally I'm like 130 over 80, and that's, some people would consider that borderline high, but for me, that's normal. I've been that probably for 40 years or more. When I was young, I was, 120 over 60 was my norm, but 130 over 80 for me is pretty much a normal. But my blood pressure was just through the roof from this COVID. So that's why I haven't been doing anything for a while, guys. I went through a pretty bad experience. I'm finally feeling a little bit better, and get to the point where I can get up and do things. But even then, it's like I can't do a lot because I fatigue so easy still. This variant, I guess they call this long COVID. It's going to just drag on and on and on, I guess. This could go on for weeks or months. Who knows? I hope that it does go away entirely, because I got to tell you, man, it was a living hell. It was absolutely horrible. I've never been so sick in my life, and I mean, it was just like, wasn't throwing up, wasn't vomiting, but I lost 15 pounds, and my sense of taste was way off. Nothing tasted good. I didn't have much of an appetite. I would make myself something to eat, and I'd eat maybe half of it, and then I'd just throw it away just because I couldn't do it. It didn't taste any good. It kind of upset my stomach a little bit, but from all I could do was I just drank water like crazy. I must have went through 2 cases of water, and that's all I could do is keep myself hydrated, keep taking my meds, keep taking my vitamins. They upped all my vitamins that I was normally taking. The vitamin D3, I was normally taking 5,000 units a day. I was taking 20,000 units a day. Doubled my vitamin C. They put me on zinc because I guess zinc works better with the D3, and and I'm still taking that. I've cut back on it a little bit now because I'm feeling a little bit better, but oh my, this was no fun. It was no walk in the park, and I'm not completely done with it yet. So that's just a little explanation on why I haven't been making any videos for a while, why I haven't done anything in a while. Is I got god awful sick, and thank God I survived it, and now hopefully I can get back to normal and life goes on. So all right, so I'm going to pause the camera here for a minute.